Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking the top 10 best non-gambling point guards, specifically in my team. I have decided that I think from now on, the way that I'm going to do these top 10 lists, as long as this gambling-only content is prevalent in my team, is I am going to do separate top 10 lists. I'm going to do today a top 10 point guards non-gambling. Tomorrow, I will drop a top 10 point guards, including gambling cards. And I'm just going to do both. And that's going to go for each position. I'm going to do a top 10 non-gambling and a top 10 gambling for each position. So the non-gambling will drop the first day, and then the gambling version will drop the next day, or maybe a couple days later, or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to do videos for both from now on so that I can appeal to both sections of the community. The people who may have these cards and the people who don't have the gambling only cards. I personally do not recommend spending money on these packs. I have not been spending money on packs and really haven't been spending money on the game, period. And I personally would encourage that. But without further ado, let's not waste any more of y'all's time. I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. I'm trying to hit 25K. It's going to be a big grind. We're still over 4,000 subscribers away, but working towards it. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, top right into it. Number 10, Markelle Fultz, a free rush reward. There are a lot of free rush rewards that y'all will notice will be on a lot of these non-gambling lists over the next few days, and that is for good reason. There are a lot of really good gambling only or non-gambling cards that came out in these rush promos, and Markelle Fultz is a great point guard. He's 6'4" with a 6'10" wingspan, which gives him pretty decent size. He's got really solid gold shooting badges. Doesn't have Agent 3, but I can live without that. Doesn't have a green machine, but I can live without that. And you can add him anyway if you want. Finishing wise, he's a very athletic, good finisher, really good playmaking PG, and he's a versatile, capable defender who can guard in the interior as well. Even number 10 might be a little low for this card. He's got a smooth release. It's decently quick. Fade is not amazing, but that's okay. D-book dribble style, Curry slide as well. So he's got a couple of go-to sigs. Hard and escape isn't great, to be fair, but he's got a couple of really nice sigs. He's a well-rounded, complete card. He's a capable defender and does a lot of things really well at the PG position. Honestly, even number 10 might be a little low for him, but number 9 is going to be Mitch Richmond. This card, I think, is a little meh for being a collector level reward compared to Grant Hill, who's the other collector level reward from this season, who is phenomenal. I don't think this Mitch Richmond is all that great. He's not super common, but he is attainable without gambling. He's a collector level reward. So, 26 Hall of Fame badges, I believe, but admittedly not the most well-rounded. Like, he's got a ton of great shooting badges, pretty good playmaking ability as well, but defensively, he's not next level insane. Athletically, kind of same thing. He's a worse athlete and a worse defender, I think, than Markelle Fultz. Better shooter, yes, but I'd say sigs-wise, Fultz also has an advantage. I'm not going to lie, as crazy as this sounds, I actually like Markelle Fultz better than Mitch Richmond. I'm going to make this swap, and I'm going to put Mitch Richmond at number 10. He's not a bad card, but I don't love his sigs. I don't think his escape's all that good. CP dribble style is not bad, but it's not amazing. Doesn't have a top behind the back nor a top drag back, and his release is very smooth. Pro 2 fade is very nice, but overall not an exceptional defender or slasher either. He's a good card, but he's not an unbelievable card. Despite being a Galaxy Opal, I think number 10 is the fair spot for him. Victor Oladipo is who I have at number 8. Really good defensive PG, very athletic as well, and has a really nice release. Oladipo is a very capable shooter. Hoff Agent 3, blinders, limitless range, in addition to versatile, capable defense. Hoff, fast stretch post guards, a precision dunker, giving him great slashing ability with a 97 driving dunk, 95 speed. Really, his biggest flaw is that he's only 6'3". He's a smaller PG, but he's got a nice quick release. Pro dribble style is nice as well. His sigs, admittedly, are not extraordinary. Wiggins behind the back is nice, but the rest of his sigs aren't great either. So doesn't have top tier sigs, although pro dribble style, Wiggins behind the back are two pretty good ones. Fade is also not top tier, but his release is nice and fast. He's a versatile, athletic defender and does a lot of things really well. And I think he's a really solid card. So I think number 8's a very fair spot. Number 7 is going to be the free Galaxy Opal Tyrese Maxey that you can get from Domination. I understand he's very undersized, but this is a really good card. 6'2", 6'5" wingspan is small, yes, but great slasher, great shooter, great playmaker, also a really good defender. Even Hoff anchor, really, really nice. Not only that, he is statistically awesome, which is not a surprise, but his animations are elite. Release is on very quick, which is a really nice, fast release. Pro 2 fade is a top tier fade, but then Kyrie dribble style is maybe the best in the game. D-Rose size up, one of the best. Kimba escape, one of the best. Really good behind the back as well. His drag back isn't elite, but overall his sigs are really nice. Tyrese Maxey is one of the best point guards in the game in terms of his animations, and that puts him decently high on this list, despite being a bit undersized. Number 6 is going to be, I can't read my own handwriting. Who does that say? I literally don't know what that says. Oscar, there we go. Oscar Robertson. I could not figure out what my own handwriting says. I will admit, these, really honestly, all 5 of these guys, I think are relatively interchangeable in terms of which guy you like over the other. I think it's a lot of opinion-based stuff. Like, your favorite of these guys might be Oladipo or it might be Markelle Fultz. But Oscar Robertson is 6'5". He's got the most size, or at least tied for the most size of any of these guys. Even though he has slightly less hoffs than the Opals do, he's got 18 hoffs still and very well-rounded ones. He's a versatile defender, has anchor, great playmaker, really good shooter with good shooting badges, and a capable finisher, Hoff posterizer and bulldozer. Good driving dunk, 95 3-ball, 95 speed, very good defender, very, very nice release as well. Pro dribble style is a dub. The rest of his SIGs aren't top tier, but they're not bad, and pro dribble style is good. I like the card. I think he does a lot of things well. I think the main reason I put him over Maxey, in all honesty, is because of his improved size. I think that helps him out on the defensive end. Number 5 for me is going to be Devin Booker. And the reason Booker is this high is because of his fade. That is the main reason, is because of the shot creation that he gives you and his fade being as phenomenal as it is. He is an athletic finisher with gold finishing badges and 85 driving dunk. Not a bad defender, but not a great one. No Hall of Fame defensive badges. Needs anchor and brick wall added. But if you upgrade some defense, he's not a bad defender either. And he can get badges upgraded. But offensively, he shines at a level that very few cards in the game do. Elite level release, especially an elite level fade, and D-book dribble style, just makes him one of the most elite level 3 hunters and shot creators and shot makers in the game. Devin Booker is an exceptional offensive card, and that puts him pretty high on this PG list, despite not being as good of a defender as honestly anybody lower than him on this list at this point. I do believe he deserves a spot in the top 5 still because of how good he is offensively, and especially how good his fade is. Number 4, this might be controversial, but Deni Avdija at 6'9" at the PG spot, despite having significantly worse stats than most of the cards on this list. He has mid-80s speed. I know he's not an exceptionally elite defender nor an exceptional dunker, but he is a great shooter and he is really big at 6'9". And I think his size at 6'9", as well as his versatility as a really good rebounder, as a switchable big defensive option, makes him super good. Now, he is not really a lock. Unless you add defensive badges to him, I don't think he's a primary lock, but I think his versatility and switchability defensively is literally better than anybody on this list lower than him. And I think despite not being the greatest offensive card, I mean, he is still pretty athletic. His release is nice and smooth. His SIGs are not amazing, but they are capable, and he can put the ball on the floor pretty well. I really do like Deni Avdija. If you badge him out, add speed booster, add brick wall, and pretty much just complete what he has, add agent 3, add those 3 badges to him, he is an absolute dog. And I think his size is something that you just can't underrate. Definitely think he's one of the best in the game, and I think his versatility is the main reason why. Number 3 for me is going to be James Harden. As good as the card is Harden offensively, I don't think defensively he's like unbelievably great. He's good defensively. He's got Hoff glove. I feel like he does compete pretty well. He's got a decent player build defensively. I think he's better defensively than a guy like Booker is, and offensively, similarly to Booker, he's an amazing shooter, an amazing playmaker. May not have quite as good of a fade, but he's a much more versatile slasher as well than Booker is. I think his overall offensive capability is very, very top tier, and I think size-wise, he gives you enough, especially with his fat boy player build, where he definitely can compete a little more defensively than some of the smaller PGs on this list do. So deserves a spot pretty high on the list, especially because of how amazing he is offensively, but I don't think he's top 2. Top 2, in my opinion, are Sidney Moncrief and then one other free point guard who I think y'all can already guess who it is. We'll talk about him in a second. Sidney Moncrief is the best defensive non-gambling point guard in the game right now. 6'4" with a 6'6" wingspan is not exceptional size, but every single key Hall of Fame defensive badge in the game pretty much, and he's even got Gold Immovable Enforcer, which is a very big badge, especially for a point guard to have, a badge that very few point guards have. Could use the brick wall badge added, can use the bailout badge added, and then can use some shooting badges added, things like Agent 3, Blinders, and Limitless Range. But if you add those badges to him, he is a great, great defender, a very capable slasher, a great playmaker, has Kyrie dribble style, maybe the best dribble style in the game, Francis size up, the best size up in the game, and an elite smooth release with Pro 2 fade. He is an absolute dog on both ends of the court. Sidney Moncrief is the best token reward we have gotten this year by far, and I think he's number 2. But number 1 is Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is too darn good. He is like Devin Booker, except with very good defense as well. This card is basically a better dribbling Devin Booker with more defensive ability. Similar athletically to Booker, elite shooter and playmaker just like Booker with even more Hall of Fame badges and even better stats probably. Then he's a, oh wow, there's thunder outside. I hope y'all didn't hear that thunder. I apologize. But he's a really good defender as well. Clamps, glove, off-ball pest on Hoff. Bunch of gold badges include anchor. Pretty versatile defensively. 6'5" is not horrible size. D-book dribble style, just like Booker does, obviously. But then he's got Kobe escape. Nice behind the back. Good drag back. Release on very quick. Pro 2 fade, which is obviously incredible. He is an amazing, amazing card. Definitely one of the best point guards in the game, regardless of gambling only or not. He will be high on the list tomorrow, I'm sure, in the non-gambling only set list as well. But I think this is actually a really good list, and I think these guys are all very usable. The thing is, there are good cards in this game that are non-gambling only. It's just unfortunate that the gambling only content has taken away from a lot of other aspects of this game. But hopefully lists like these help out a lot of y'all in the community to build the best team possible that you can without taking advantage of this gambling only, or I should taking advantage of spending all your money on this gambling only content and giving into it. So hopefully lists like this do help y'all out there. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.